So write down next topic, system of particles and rotational motion. Okay, write down first topic, center of mass. Listen now first. See, so when we are talking about any object, no, the object will be having a center point. If I talk about circle, so center point will be there. If I talk about a square, a center point will be there. If I talk about a rectangle, a center point will be there. If I talk about a equilateral triangle, a center point will be there. So whatever the object now I have told, the every object having the like equal dimensional, right now. But when I talk about unequal dimension object, so I can't find the center of mass of the object, but obviously every object will have the center of mass, right? So to find the center of mass, we are using this formula in this lesson. First we'll learn like what is the center of mass. So center of mass is nothing but where the whole mass of a body is concentrated. So like usually you people in free time, no, you will take the exam pad and you will rotate with the fingers, na? Yes or no? Sometimes the people won't get that exact center of the exam pad and they don't know to rotate it, right now. So exactly if I know the center of point of that exam pad, we can able to rotate that object, no? Yes or no? So this is the use of the center of mass. Like if we talk about any kind of object, even this pen also having the center of mass. Is this pen equal dimension or what? Here the mass is more and in the end the mass is less, and I can say that where the mass is more, in that side the center of mass will be concentrated. Okay, if I talk about any uneven object, if I talk this area is having more mass, capital M, and this area is having the less mass, small m. So center of mass will be obviously near the heavy mass. Okay, it won't be the exactly center. Okay, and when I talk about equal dimension, so exactly it will be in the center. Okay, this is about the center of mass. You can take a note of this. See, in theoretical point of view, in theory questions, they might ask, is the center of mass and the center of gravity is same or not? So when we talk about a equal dimension object, no, center of gravity and center of mass will be same. But when we talk about unequal object, like center of mass will be different, center of gravity will be different, the line of action, okay, the axis point will be different for both of them when uneven body is there. ఇంకా కొంతమంది కంప్లీట్ చేయట్లేదంట, రాస్తున్నారంట ఇంకా. They are using color pens and doing rangolis there. Completed? So this is the formula for the center of mass. So when we talk about a space, no, space in the sense like x axis, y axis and z axis, okay. So we'll take an object in a 3D shapes, okay. So to find a center of mass for x axis, center of mass for y axis and center of mass for z axis, the formula is m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus up to mn xn by the total mass m1 plus m2 plus up to mn, and similarly for y axis and z axis. So like I have taken an object which is having a equal sides, like equal dimensions, so center of mass exactly will be center, okay. For unequal masses it will be towards the heavy mass, okay. You can take down the formula, we'll do a problems now. Do the calculation. I'll come and check the calculations now. 0 point. Sure. Sure. What is the answer? 0.187. It is. You can say in roots also, no issues. 0.187 root. What is that? Simplify that. Simplify fully. 187. Only 187. 1875. How much? Kunal, calculation. So under root of 1875, that's it, or 1.875, 0.1875. Okay. Further calculation. Take the prime factorization. Okay, kada? Bag ikkada. Raghav, వెళ్ళి బుక్స్ తెచ్చుకో వెళ్ళు. What is the answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen. So let me take this as y. So y square plus 0.25 square should be equals to 0.5 square. So y square will be equals to 0.5 square minus 0.25 square. So 5 divided by 10 whole square minus 25 divided by 100 whole square. Any doubt up to here? So next one is 5 is 25 divided by 100 minus 625 divided by 1000, 10,000. So now do the cross multiplication, or what you can do is multiply by 100 here. You will get 2500 divided by 10,000 minus 625 divided by 10,000. So how much? 2500 minus 625. 2500 minus 625. 1875 divided by 10,000. So here square is there, I will take the under root. So I can say that this one will be under root of 1875 divided by 100. I have taken under root for this also, so I have cancelled 2 zeros now. Okay, any doubt up to here? Now what I told, like do the prime factorization, no? So prime factorization is nothing but 1875, so 5 table na, so 3, 5, so 7 will come, 375, then again 5, 75, so I can say 5 at 25 root 3, so one more 100 is there, so it is nothing but 0.25 root 3. This is the point. Root 3, you can stop up to this, or else if you know the value of root 3, that is 1.7, you can expand that. Yes. So any doubt? Copy down. Question is not completed, still we need to do the calculation of center of masses. You need to write the question. Right. So still any doubt in the calculation part now to find the point? So completed the calculation part? Not completed still. Still. You are BPC or MPC? So now we have every 3-point coordinates like 0, 0, 0.25, 0 and 0.25, 0.25 root 3. Okay, 3 coordinates we have. Now to find the center of mass now, so separately for x center of mass and y center of mass we need to find. Okay. So x center of mass will be equals to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So here 100, 150 and 200 they have given, no? So 100 into 0 plus 150 into 0.25, I mean 0.5 na, 0.5 plus 200 into 0.25 divided by 100 plus 150 plus 200. Get the calculation first for this one. So for this it will get cancel off. So 15 times 5 and then 2 zeros and this point I can take it out. So 25 times 2 divide by 300 and 450. So what is the answer for the center of mass of x? 5 by 18. I have calculated one thing and the time is going something. ఈ క్లాస్లో కంప్లీట్ చేద్దామంటే ఇప్పుడే 45 minutes కంప్లీట్ అయింది ఒక ప్రాబ్లంకే. So what about the center of mass of y now? Similarly, center of mass of y. Which one? You can give in fraction also, no issues. 5 by 18, okay. What about the center of mass of y? So y center of mass will be equals to m1 y1 plus m2 y2 plus m3 y3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So y1 and y2 it is 0, so I can neglect it here itself. So only y3 will be there. So 200 into 0.25 root 3 divided by 450. Root 3 by yes. Yeah, 5 by 18. And what about this one? 1 by 9. So the point is 5 by 18 comma root 3 by 9. This is the center of mass. Write down the next question. This is a homework question. See, listen here. In this question they are asking find the center of mass of the uniform L-shaped lamina with the dimension as shown in the given figure. So the mass of the lamina is 3 kg. Okay. So lamina is nothing but it is equally divided. Okay. So this is L shape. No, can I divide this L shape into 3 pieces? So can I say the upper part is 1 kg, this part 1 kg and this part 1 kg? Yes, no? And I can find the exact center of point for first one, second one and third one. So this is 2 in the sense, this one will be 1, no, 1 comma 0. Exactly this point will be 0.5. And this also again, this is 1, so this one will be 0.5. Similarly I can do this one and I can get this one also. Okay, find the center of, center point for first one, second one and third one and substitute the value of the mass. So you will get x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2 and x3 comma y3. So 3 masses, 3 coordinates. So this is the hint of this question. Once you have written this question, we can go for the next topic. Okay. What happened? I need to explain this question. Okay. So in this question they have given that whenever they are giving the lamina, no, lamina means nothing but the equally divided, okay, like a flat plate. So flat plate in the sense obviously the mass will be same, no, throughout the points. So I can divide this into three parts, no, the first part, second part and third part like this. So which means 1 kg, 1 kg and 1 kg. Okay. So can I find the center point for this one? Is that able to find? How? Okay. So first we have divided. So now what we can do is, this total is 2, no? So if I divide means I will get this one as 1 comma 0. Again if I divide in the sense this one will be 0.5. So if I want this exact center point, no, this also 1. So again the half will be 0.5. So the first point I will find here 0.5 comma 0.5. Similarly I need to find for the second one and third one. Okay. So this is how we will do. Now we will have x1, y1, x2, y2, x3 and y3. Okay. So x center of mass will be equals to okay. So listen here. So like in motion in a plane, no, we have talked about the position. So if I differentiate the position or displacement with respect to time, what I will get? Velocity, x by t, no. And if I differentiate that velocity with respect to time, what I will get? Acceleration, right now. So if I differentiate here with respect to dt, similarly dt, dt and goes on. So can I get center of mass of the velocity of the particle? So can I say like v center of mass will be equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus up to mn vn divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 and goes on. Okay. So the next topic which we are going to talk is the motion of the center of mass. Okay, center of mass for the motions object. Okay. And if I do the differentiation again with respect to dt, what I will get? Acceleration. Okay. So before doing the differentiation, we can say that this is the total mass of the object, no? Can I take this in terms of capital M? I will take this capital M to the other side. So mass into velocity of the center of mass should be equals to m1 v1 m2 v2 up to mn v1. So what is momentum formula? So can I say center of mass of the momentum should be equals to p1 plus p2 plus getting? So now if we differentiate, we will get the acceleration, no? For this one I am differentiating with respect to time. So m1 a1 plus a2 up to mn an. So if I consider this as a total mass, if I take here, this is mass into acceleration, can I write this as force F1 plus F2 up to Fn? Any doubts here? Any doubts? Copy down. Me only. Moving with center of mass. If they ask in the theory questions now whether the internal force will help us to change the center of mass, no, it doesn't change, only the external force will help us to change the center of mass. Okay. If there is no external force, no, there won't be any change in center of mass also, so acceleration will be 0. Units and dimension formulas, huh? 60. Hmm? So write on next topic, rigid body. So rigid body is nothing but a shape of a body will be fixed, okay, and the size also will be fixed. So like a solid we can say, okay. So rigid body is one in which the distance between any two particles will remains constant. So it's not like a fluid like either liquid or a gas. So obviously in liquid or gas, like particles distance will be keeps on changing, but in a solid I can say that the particles distance will be remains constant. So it is shapes remains fixed and size also remains fixed, okay. Take two. So the next topic is torque. Listen here, listen. See, like we have talked about force, no? So force help us to move from one point to other point. Like if any external force acts on an object, obviously the object will move. Whereas torque help us to rotate the object, So if I talk about this door, no? So this door is in the rotational motion. Okay. Like if I open, it is in the rotational motion, no? If it is in a straight direction, I can't, like it will go. Yes or no? So one more thing, like what is the axis of the door there? Which is the axis? Alright. Where the axis are at the edges. Which edge? This last I can say, no? Okay, the right side. So like if I try to push the door near the edge, will I able to push the door? No, why? We can able to push, but we need more force to push there. But if I apply the less force in the corner, this corner, I can easily push. Yes or no? So if you notice also, like the handle, obviously they will keep in the other edge. They won't keep the handle near the axis. Yes or no? So they won't keep the axis, and if I try to increase the distance from the axis, no, that much force I can reduce it. And that, like if I reduce the force also, like I can able to push the door. Okay. So torque, just like a force produced in a linear acceleration, torque produces rotational effect. Okay. So torque tells us how strongly a force try to rotate the object. So whatever we are studying in this chapter, no, like just relate those things with the straight lines. Okay. So if we talk about a force in straight line, we talk about a torque in rotational motion. Okay. Take down. Torque is nothing but force into the perpendicular distance of the position or the axis. If we talk about velocity, we will talk about angular velocity. If we talk about acceleration, we talk about angular acceleration. Okay. And if we talk about a mass, it is moment of inertia. Okay, we'll do a problem now. And one more thing, like the formula is, this is F cross R, like the perpendicular distance. Okay, so formula will be, other formula will be Fr sin theta. It is the cross product between the force and the perpendicular distance. Okay, so there can be two way of asking question. One is like they will give the force and they will give the R, like the values like I cap, J cap and K cap. The other way is they will give the value of the force, the value of the R and the angle of the theta. So that is the other way of asking question. Okay, so now the question is, find the torque of a force 7 I cap plus 3 J cap minus 5 K cap about the origin. The force act on a particle whose position vector is I minus J plus K. So I need to do the cross product now. Give the answer now. 2I plus, louder, 2I plus 12J plus, we'll check. Completed. Done. What is the answer? So I, J, K, 7, 3, minus 5, 1, minus 1, 1. Completed. Yes. Which one? Which one? Where minus common? What happened? Chaliye but okay, completed. So everyone getting the same answer? Okay, we'll solve it. So it is plus I, this one will be 3 minus of, so 5, so minus J, and this one will be 7 minus of minus 5, and plus K will be, this is minus 7 minus 3, so which is equals to minus 2I, and this is minus 12J, and this one will be minus 10K. So minus, if I take commonly outside, 2I plus 12J plus 10K. So that's the answer. So if they ask the magnitude, no, so what I should do? So under root of 4 plus 144 plus 100, so which is nothing but 244 root 248. Okay. So what is the SI unit of the torque? Force is Newton and distance is the meter, so Newton meter. completed? Okay. So the next topic is couple and the moment of couple. Okay. So couple is nothing but it's a pair of equal force but in the opposite direction. Okay. So if I talk about, I am taking any rod here. Okay. So any length. So one force is acting in this direction, the other force is in this direction. So this one will be F1 and this is F2. If F1 is equals to F2, I can say this is a couple. But if it is not equal, I can't name this as a couple. Okay. So it produces a rotation only and it does not produces translation. Rotation in the sense like the object will rotate. Translation means it is a one dimension. Okay. So whatever we have talked about the previous chapters, everything is translation. Now this chapter is about rotational. Okay. Take down. Is nothing but exactly the center point, the perpendicular distance. So this is my D.